The war and this there, the police, they was going on, man. Look at this shit. You see this shit? It going down in this. It going down in this, man. Look at this shit. They set the cube on fire, man. I ain't playing around this. They need to free up out this bit, man. Look at this.
As far as the sex part is concerned, it is very, very frustrating and uncomfortable, especially if that's something that you really want to do, because you have to try to beat the police and inmates. And what I mean by that is, it's done quick and quietly.
For the past 6 years, the two men have enjoyed a relationship behind bars.
He had a shy innocence when I first met him, so I think that was another part that really attracted me to him, but by the same aspect, I really fell in love with him.
Every morning, Precious gets coffee from Marquise. He sews for him and keeps their area clean. In prison terms, Marquise and Precious are man and wife.
We are learning more about the death of a Holman Prison corrections officer last week. Kenneth Bettis, who was assaulted and stabbed by an inmate 3 weeks ago, passed away Friday due to his injuries. He was a military veteran and a graduate of Clark County High School. His attacker, Cleveland Cunningham, is now charged with murder.
According to the Department of Corrections spokesman, an officer and the warden were stabbed during that riot at Holman Correctional Facility. Holman is located in South Alabama in the city of Atmore. That's in Escambia County. About 830 male inmates are housed there, and the facility is the only one in the state that carries out executions. CBS 42 News reporter Stefan Dingle joins me now in the studio live. Stefan, how did all of this get started?
Lee, good evening. According to officials, officers responded to a fight between inmates at one of the prison dorms around 9:15 Friday night. From there, things escalated quickly.
Alabama prison leaders just releasing the results of a big-time blitz at Holman Prison near Atmore. Dozens, if not hundreds, of law enforcement officers surprising inmates early yesterday morning. Look at all of them heading into the prison.
Just around 4:30 yesterday morning, a bunch of officers, including law enforcement from Baldwin County, swept into the prison looking for contraband. This picture shows them searching one of the dorms.
Well, the Department of Corrections is investigating yet another death behind bars. 24-year-old Rashad Morissette reportedly himself last Friday in Atmore. This past Tuesday, Quentin Few was stabbed to death by fellow inmate Terrence Griffin.
3 prisoners were injured during a fight at Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore. The fight involved 11 inmates. 2 inmates were stabbed and a third had minor injuries. This fight came just 8 days after the staff did a sweep for contraband, where they found over 350 makeshift weapons, 91 grams of cell phones, and other drugs.
A corrections officer at Holman Prison in Atmore. The Alabama Department of Corrections says it happened as the lieutenant was attempting to control an inmate who was threatening other corrections officers. That lieutenant was transported to a local hospital with a minor cut to the eyelid. He's been released from the hospital. Inmate Robert Washington is now charged with assault in that incident.
Investigators say 28-year-old Bakero Armstrong found with a number of stab wounds after a fight with another inmate. He later died. The second incident reported at around 9:30 in another housing area. We're told a fight broke out amongst several inmates. 2 treated for non-threatening injuries. A third had multiple stab wounds and is listed now in critical condition.
Officials say John Michael Ward was found unresponsive in his cell Tuesday by correctional staff at Holman Correctional Facility.
The Alabama Department of Corrections is investigating the death of an inmate at Holman Prison in Atmore. Officials say 38-year-old Moses Robinson was injured in an attack on December 30th and died a day later.
Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore, Alabama, has long been one of the most feared prisons in the state. Known as the Slaughterhouse, it housed many of Alabama's most violent offenders, along with the state's death row and execution chamber. Over its 51-year history, Holman became infamous for riots, stabbings, and deadly assaults, especially during the 2010s when the prison's deteriorating conditions reached a boiling point. A major flashpoint came in March 2016 when inmates seized control of a housing unit in a violent uprising. Warden Carter Davenport and a correctional officer were stabbed while trying to intervene. Just months later, Officer Bettis was fatally stabbed while attempting to restore order in the overcrowded dining hall. These incidents reflected a broader breakdown of safety and control. Prisoners lived in filthy, overcrowded dormitories filled with mold, rats, and raw sewage, while staffing shortages left entire cell blocks unsupervised for hours. At its peak, Holman held far more than its 600-man capacity, fueling chaos in an already crumbling facility. By 2020, the infrastructure was in such disrepair, sewer collapses, exposed wiring, inoperable locks, that the state began shutting down most of its operations. More than 600 inmates were transferred elsewhere, leaving behind only death row and a small number of low-risk prisoners. But the closure didn't end the crisis, it shifted it. Holman's most dangerous inmates were moved into already overcrowded prisons like St. Clair, causing new spikes in violence. Gangs expanded their control, weapons flowed unchecked, and violence spread system-wide. Despite efforts to contain the problem, Holman's legacy, decades of neglect, brutality, and bloodshed, continues to haunt Alabama's prison system.